Hi.
Hi, Anna. What's going on?
Okay, I need to tell you a story about Gavin.
Okay.
So today I'm getting ready to come podcast, and we have like a fashion girly guest today. And so I was like feeling really into myself. And I was like, I'm going to put on like an extra cool outfit to try to like be cool.
Yeah.
And have you seen this TikTok trend where it's this like sound and these people are like, okay, put on a top, then put on a pair of bottoms that doesn't match the top, then put on shoes that matches the top but doesn't match the bottoms, then put on this over. Have you heard this?
No, I haven't.
Okay.
I'm intrigued.
I'll find one and I'll send it to you. But it's like, then you put on like a really oversized like jacket or blazer or whatever, and then you accessorize like crazy and put on like a bag and sunglasses and just whatever.
Okay. This is inspiring.
Yeah.
Me. I want to try it.
And it's kind of crazy. And some of the ones I've seen, I'm like, this is not cute. But other ones, I'm like, I can't believe this actually came together as an outfit because it was starting off really bad. Like with the top of the pants, it's really scary. So I put on these pants I'm wearing right now, and then I put on this top that like doesn't really match. It's kind of like it's like a loose long sleeve like a long sleeve shirt.
Okay.
Like
what color?
White, but it had like a graphic on the front.
Okay.
Like it's like colorful graphic.
She's wearing beige
corduroy pants.
Corduroys.
Yeah. Okay. So then I have this. It's like tucked in though, so it's like still looking cute. And then I put on like a white blazer over it to like and then and then Gavin comes in and I'm like, hey, how do I look? And he goes, you look visually unpleasing.
Visually unpleasing? What the fuck?
He's like, this isn't my favorite. And I'm like, this isn't my favorite and visually unpleasing are two really different categories. And I got really offended and really self-conscious. And then I changed immediately because who says visually unpleasing? I'm like, to your wife, you tell me
you can never speak those words.
I was not well.
He basically called you ugly.
Yeah, literally. I was like, why are you telling me I'm ugly? And he's like, no, it's just not my favorite. And I'm like, that's not the right vocabulary for not your favorite.
He's been married too long to
know.
Like, he should know better.
Yeah, so.
Sorry, Gavin. I'm not on your side on this one.
Thank you.
Although, have you seen that, like, it's like TikTok's memes where it's like, if your boyfriend says it looks weird or your husband says it looks weird, then that means it's a fit.
For the girls.
Yeah. Like, if he likes it, then it's like you're dressing for the male gaze. You want him to hate your outfit and be like, you look weird. And that's how you know it's a fit.
Yeah, the one where they're like, okay, start with like your hair down, and they put their hair up, and then like, is that the one you're talking about?
No, I know what you're talking about. It's just another TikTok trend.
God.
Well, it's funny you say that. I've been feeling very inspired recently by outfits that are very non-male gaze-y.
Okay.
And I was talking to our last guest after we finished recording last week, Megan, and I was like, you are convincing me that I need a pair of platform Crocs. Like, I feel like I'm almost there because she has some and she's got like all these little jewels on them. And I'm just like, they look so cute. And if you watch Alison Bornstein's videos on TikTok, she's like a stylist on TikTok that has like lots of good advice, and one of the things she says is to like wear the wrong shoe, and that's like how you make your outfit look cool. It's like so like what I'm wearing right now is like a very casual outfit, and like what sucks is that when you're wearing casual clothes, like sneakers are never really like the wrong shoe. So like the wrong shoe for this would be like a pair of heels, which I'm not gonna do.
What about like a boot or like a
but
heel
like
boot?
I don't know. It feels a little too J-Lo, but like Crocs are always the wrong shoe, you know?
True.
So like you can always have wrong shoe and have like more of a fit if you're wearing Crocs. I'm sure Gavin would say that's visually unpleasing too, but to each their own, you know?
Maybe tomorrow I should just wear that outfit that I was going to wear tonight, and I'll just wear it and I'll like see if any women compliment me on the street.
Yes, that's what you should do.
Okay.
Maybe we should just challenge ourselves to like come up with like an outfit that like both of our husbands will just hate. And then like we know it's a look, you know?
Okay, I love this idea.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's start TikToking it.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, I think on that note, we should bring on our guest.
Yeah, I think we should for some real advice.
Yeah, someone who actually knows what they're doing in this realm. Sam, thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I'm so excited.
We're so excited to have you here. Are you a Crocs girl?
I am a big Crocs girl.
Okay.
They're so comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I just cannot deny the comfort factor.
Do you feel like it has that effect of like, okay, it's the wrong shoe, it's making my outfit look more cool when you put them on?
Oh, I don't know. I just think they look good with almost everything.
Mm-hmm.
But especially like kind of a nicer dress. Like I feel like
See, I wouldn't
it's
think
like,
to do that.
It's like I think it's literally called like wrong shoe theory.
It's a whole theory.
She knows.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you
Yeah.
like put an outfit together and then you put on like the wrong shoe. And I think it's mostly you'll like dress kind of nice and then wear sneakers.
Mm-hmm.
Or like Crocs. I think Crocs are a huge stand-in.
For a sneaker.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
What
does that mean I
happens-
have to dress more? I have to dress up more to make the Crocs actually look cool? Like I can't. I probably couldn't wear the Crocs with this. I would look too. I'm wearing cargo pants. You
But a
guys,
blazer.
and
What if you
baggy
added
shirt.
a blazer, you know, and then the Croc?
I don't know. I think Crocs would work. I just think it depends on how you feel.
Yeah.
Like, you would just have to embrace that it's, like, very casual. And maybe that's who you are today.
Yeah.
Because sometimes, like, that's how I feel, you know? I'm like, I'm wearing a t-shirt and, like, sweat shorts and Crocs. And, like, I think I look kind of cool even though it looks like I just, like, woke up and left.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, sometimes you just have to embrace like the full kind of like casual girl. Like, I don't want to say gremlin mode because it's not like quite that, but it's like, I don't know. Like, I feel like I'm always trying too hard to be like this like dressed up version of casual that it's like maybe I need to just lean into like, you know, sometimes it's okay to just wear like sweats and Crocs.
I think so. Honestly, it feels kind of freeing. Like,
Yeah.
once you accept it, you're just like, this is who I am sometimes. It feels so good.
Yeah, I love this. That is how I feel when I wear my Taylor Swift Eras hoodie because I got it like they didn't have whatever size I wanted. I don't remember what size it is, but it's like probably the biggest hoodie I own, and it's like
I think it's an XL, and it's like it's an oversized hoodie, and it's an XL.
I think it might be a 2X, but it's like whatever it is, it feels so nice when I wear it. I'm like, this is just it's like a blanket, and I
Yes.
just feel like so free, and I don't know. It's like I need that feeling more in my outfits.
Yeah, you need more oversized hoodies from whatever concert you may be going to.
Yeah, that's fashion, baby.
Okay, so let's give you a proper intro. So
Yeah.
you are our fashion guru today. You are an influencer. You like to me when I look at your page, it's like it's so fun. Like you can't look at your page and not smile. I just think it's the cutest thing in the entire world.
Thank you. That's so nice. I feel like, you know, I like colorful things and I feel like I'm generally pretty like positive and like happy. That's like my general mood and I just want to try and convey that. If like anyone gets any like outfit inspiration or like something from my page, like that's cool. But I'm mostly just like showing who I am, and I think that's why I still think it's like a fun, enjoyable space for me.
I think that's a really healthy outlook to have on it because social media can be kind of crazy. So it's awesome that you're, you know, just really embracing it and keeping it fun.
Yeah,
Well,
I'm trying.
I feel like it can be so easy to be like, who am I supposed to be? To be online and get followers
Yeah.
and have people be engaged rather than I'm just going to be me and if people like it, they'll come. And if they don't, they won't, you know?
It's true. Yeah, I feel like I definitely started as like a fashion or style type person and I still really enjoy sharing that. But just within the past like year or so, like I've mostly just been wearing clothes that I already own. I'm not really interested or like excited in buying new things as much as I have been. And so I've been sharing like a lot of like book recommendations or like my favorite local spots. And so it's nice to see that people are still interested in that because I'm really interested in that. So it's like I don't have to just be one thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like I feel like we can tell just from like when you walked in here that like you're personality is super like warm, and I don't know, like you're like it's like it reminds me of Bella, who's another photographer that we know, whose voice we've said before, she sounds like a Disney princess. Like I feel like you have that same kind of like energy, you know.
Oh wow, that's so nice.
You're like, I just want her to sing me a song.
I love that.
Yeah, I can see it for you.
Wow. I just came for the compliments, honestly.
Yeah.
Okay, so in the spirit of like your other recommendations and getting into books and whatnot lately, what are some like recent things you've read that you're like, everyone needs to read this book, it's so good?
I have a few recommendations. I feel they're not like brand new books or anything, but they're exciting because like I read them recently, and I'm sure some people will be like, yeah, like obviously we get it. We've read that. That's old news, you know. But I just finished Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow by Gabrielle Zevin, and it is so good. Like, when I think that book has something for everyone, like anyone could read that book and enjoy at least a piece of it, that is the one. Like, I think everyone should read that book.
What is it about?
So, it is, I feel like what makes it extra special is it is a story of friendship. Like, the two friends definitely have side relationships and like romances, but that's not the main focus of the book. But it's about these two friends who meet when they're really young, and what they bond over is video games. And I'm not even really into video games or anything like that, but it's like a huge central part of the book. But they both go to college, and they decide that they want to start making video games together. And it's like this huge, you know, years-long journey, and a lot happens. And there's a lot of, like, honestly traumatic things that happen in that book, but it's just so well written. The characters, like, I can just visualize them in my mind. And yeah, it was my 5-star read recently.
I read it too, and I really liked it. I think, okay, my only complaint about it was that everyone had said how much they loved it, that I think I was expecting it to be like the type of book that would just change my life forever, you know, in this like really profound way. So while I did really love the book, and I love the characters, and I felt really like connected to them, and like I agree, I feel like there's something in it for everyone. Mm-hmm. I kept waiting for like that moment where it's like, oh, this just really ripped my heart out. And you know, like it just
it's that thing where like if you hear too much good praise about something, then it's like, yeah, overhyped.
It'll never live up to it.
And it can be disappointing. Yeah. And I feel like I knew that people really liked this book, and I don't know how, like, I just kind of, like, never really heard much about it. I was actually, when I was reading the book, I think someone messaged me on Instagram, and they were like, oh, I love that book. It's so sad. And, like, I didn't even know it was going to be sad.
Yeah.
And so I was kind of like, oh, no, like, what's going to happen? Like,
yeah.
You know, then I just started to get a little like tense and worried. But I'm glad I kind of just didn't know too much about it before I went in.
Yeah. It's really good though, and it's like it's very accessible even if you don't like video games. Like I don't think you have to be a video game person at all to like this book. It's just
I don't think so.
That's just kind of like a reason for these characters to like be friends with each other and work together basically.
Yeah. And it's like an interesting little peek into that world of like when video games kind of were on the rise.
Yeah. Yeah, that part was really interesting to me. Just like the history of all of that stuff.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't know how much of it was actual history and how much of it was
made
I don't know, book, but I was like,
I'm like, wow, this is a fact. Like, this is how games are made. Like, I have no idea.
What about romance books?
I really like romance books. Let me see. Any recent favorites? I actually finished one yesterday. It's like an advanced copybook. It's
Oh my
a
gosh.
Christmas romance novel.
Fancy.
If that like interests either of you.
I am just dipping my toe into the romance world.
Okay.
So I'm curious.
Yeah, it's called Wrapped with a Bow. It's Beau. Like
classic.
Love.
Wrapped with a Bow.
Yeah.
I think the author's name is Lily Vale. But it's really like so charming. It's basically about this young woman lives in this small town called Piney Peaks.
Of course she
And
does.
Yeah.
it's like in the Northeast, really cute, like charming, you know, snowy, Christmassy vibes. And sadly, someone in the town passes away, like this old woman who everyone loved. And she left her house to her, I believe it's her great nephew. And so he has to come into town and like handle everything.
And they fall in love. We love this.
I mean,
We know where this is headed.
you know where it's going, but I felt like both of the characters were just like real people, and they didn't do anything that was like too annoying. Like one thing I hate, especially in romance novels, is when the two main characters like just don't communicate.
It's so terrible.
Like
Yeah.
there's this huge issue because they just won't talk about something. And
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know. Are people like that? I'm like, I don't understand this.
I think there's a lot of people that are horrible communicators. Like,
Yeah.
we all have friends where you hear stories of, like, fights that they get into or something, and you're like, really?
You're like, did you ask them about that?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that's true.
It's just so shocking to me. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm sure people are like that, but when I read about people or like characters in books like that, I'm like, okay, well, if you would have just like sat down or been like, hey, let's talk about this, everything would have been fine.
Yeah, and it's like not an interesting source of like tension in the book.
No,
Because you know that like
it's not.
eventually they're gonna talk about it.
Yeah.
And it's gonna get resolved. And it's like, give me
Exactly.
something else. Come
yeah,
on.
yeah.
Like,
So it has none of that, which is great.
we love that.
And I just think that it was just so like readable and cute, and like I know it's not even like October, but I was like, ooh, this makes me feel like ready for winter and Christmas.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm excited because it's fun when you're in the holiday season to like really dive in fully with like everything
Yes.
that you're surrounded by. My favorite movie is Love Actually, so I'm always down for like a Christmas romance tale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are
I
you
think
still
would
reading
like it.
spicy books, Anna?
I haven't read one lately,
Yeah.
but I would still read another one that
Yeah.
I have this book that I'm reading right now called Sweet Bitter.
Oh yeah, I remember seeing
Oh,
that on your
yeah.
yeah.
I like it. She was on Emrata's podcast a while ago, and that's why I got the book. And it's good. But I've just been reading it like very, very slowly. Like I'll read like 2-3 pages when I fall asleep at night, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then after that, maybe I'll find another spicy book to read.
Yeah. I did just get Kindle Unlimited.
Okay.
Which before I'd heard about it, I'd seen it, and I'd been like, these books are like fake books, like on Kindle Unlimited.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
like knockoff.
And don't you
versions
get
of
like you get like one
things.
book a month?
No, it's not what I thought it was. It's like you actually get a lot of books. You can have like 20 books at a time.
Wait. Okay, we need
For
to talk.
free.
No, we need to talk about this more because I got Kindle Unlimited like months ago,
Uh-huh.
and then I was like, "This is literally a scam," and then I immediately unsubscribed after a month.
I literally have like 20 books on my Kindle right now from Kindle Unlimited, and they're all romance novels.
Huh. Okay.
And I basically like went on Goodreads and I found recommendations based on like other ones I'd liked.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, romance is tough because it's like there's a lot of books where it's just like the writing isn't great and you have to kind of like, I feel like you have to kiss a lot of frogs, you
Yeah.
know?
You have to kind of like figure out what is good. Yeah, I feel like romance is definitely a little harder than some other genres.
Yeah, it's almost like the bar for getting published is like I feel like there's just such a huge demand for it that it's like a lot of people can publish their books, and then you as the reader have to kind of be willing to do your research. But that's what's cool about Kindle Unlimited is you can just get like 20 of them, and if you hate them all, you can return them all. And it's like, it's really wild to me. There's a lot of books, like spicy books and romance novels that were recommended on like Goodreads and TikTok that I was able to find for free on Kindle Unlimited.
You should try that one that I read, that first one, the more like rom-com-y one that have you read any of the Tessa Bailey books?
I haven't, but I do have one I've been meaning to read.
So maybe you should try one of hers.
What's it called?
She has a lot.
She has a lot. The one I read
Yeah.
was like it's truly leaving my brain right now.
Yeah.
I will find it and I will share it. But it's the one where they're in Gig Harbor. It's based in Gig Harbor, Washington.
Oh.
And it's like he lives in Gig Harbor. She has to go up there because of, reasons they connect, and tale as old as time. It's the same story. Yeah. And she falls in love with him in the small town and everything. Mm-hmm. So, but it's good. It's very rom-com-y, and then there's like some spice, but it's not a lot of spice, and like it doesn't really even get spicy until like over halfway. It's like a lot of like building up, and like first they hate each other, then they kind of like each other but still hate each other, and then it's like there's tension, and
we love the tension.
Yeah, we love the build up.
Yeah. Are you doing any like fall, Halloween, spooky themed romance novels or books at all right now?
I do have some like fall books planned. None of them are romance novels, but one is called Cemetery Boys.
Oh,
and
spooky.
I had seen some TikToks about it, and I was like, this looks perfect for fall. So I got it and I'm saving it. I think it is like, if I am thinking this correctly, it's like gay vampires.
Oh, I love that.
I love. Okay.
I'm intrigued.
Yeah, so am I. And I was like, yeah, I'm obviously interested in that. I need to know more.
Okay.
Okay, you have to keep us posted.
Yeah.
Let us know on Instagram afterwards.
I'm like very into curating everything that I'm doing around whatever season it is. So like I love like a spooky TBR, during fall.
Yes.
And I feel like that's also like you're kind of leaning into that too.
Yeah, I like that. I definitely was like, oh, what do I have that I can like save for fall and really look forward to? Oh, actually, there's this one. It is a romance. It's called The 7-Year Slip.
Oh.
By Ashley Poston or Poston. She wrote another book that I can't remember what it's called. The Dead Romantics. I feel like that one, they're both like fall.
It sounds very dark academia.
It's more like slightly spooky, romancy.
What's like spooky? Like, are there ghosts? Are they like?
Yeah. So in the Dead Romantics, if I can remember, the main character, there's like a death in the family, and also her family owns a funeral home.
No, that's
and
too
so
scary for you.
It's not. I promise it's not scary. But she like has to go back home and like help out with things, and she definitely like meets a ghost or like
a sexy ghost.
What could be a ghost?
Okay.
Yeah, and he's pretty sexy.
Wow. Okay.
Okay, I'm intrigued. I'm adding all of these to my TBR.
You should.
Okay, speaking of fall season, I have an unrelated to book question. I have a fashion question for you.
Yes.
So, as a Portland girly, and we are longtime Portland girlies as well, what are your tips for shoes and outerwear when the rain starts that really help your outfit slay, but also keep you, dry and you're not like walking around like a rat, like wet, drenched?
I know, that is so tough. I feel like I'm always trying to find like the perfect pair of shoes for like the rainy season. What I've decided, and I think it looks cute sometimes, maybe not as cute others, are like Blundstone boots. Mm-hmm. I don't know if either of you have any.
No, I don't. I need to Google this right now.
I feel like they're very like Portland girl. Like I've kind of avoided them because I feel like I'm like but everyone has them, you know?
Yeah, you're like, I don't want to be one of the masses.
Yeah.
Okay, I've seen this boot. Like the Chelsea boot. Like the
Yeah,
very simple.
basically. And I feel like they are coming out with some styles that are like maybe a little bit cuter. Because some of them can look just like, you know, like stomping boots, basically.
Yeah, very like construction.
Yeah, that could be the vibe. Oh no. Now I'm wondering, like, is that the secret, like, vibe I'm giving off?
I highly doubt it is. Because
construction
your
worker.
style is very like femme and colorful.
Yeah.
Wait,
so-
maybe this is the
not.
shoe you need. This is like that casual, like doesn't actually go with the outfit shoe, but
That's
it
the wrong
will.
shoe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe so.
Wow. Okay. And I need to look into it.
Yeah.
But I have a pair. They're super comfortable. They're waterproof, so you don't even have to worry about it. That's like my go-to. But I do feel like I'm on the hunt for like a cute actual like rain boot.
Yeah. Tell us more about the rubber rain boot journey.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I want that to be my thing. Like, I wonder if that could be like the cool rainy weather shoe.
It could be.
Like a grown-up version of your rubber rain boots.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe.
Maybe,
No,
go
sorry.
ahead. No, go ahead.
So like a year or two ago, UGG came out with these boots that were like plastic on the outside. So they're like sealed, they're waterproof. And then they had like the Sherpa lining on the inside.
I think I remember those.
I really wanted them because I was like, this is the answer. They're waterproof, but they're warm. Because that's another issue too, is that like sometimes you find things that are waterproof, but they're like thin, they're not warm, you know.
That's true.
Or like regular Uggs are obviously not waterproof at all.
Yeah.
And so I was like really intrigued, and then I started reading some reviews, and people were saying that they like fogged up with sweat from the like the plastic.
Wait, they're clear?
Yeah.
No.
Clear.
No. No.
That is so funny because like I feel like I also was looking at those boots and I was like, I'm intrigued by these. But you know something was off. Like
It was too good to be true.
yeah, it was.
No one needs to see how sweaty your feet get.
No.
Nobody.
Well, it's
Especially in a
like-
boot.
They were clear, but like Sherpa inside. So it's not like
Still.
you were seeing through to
There's
the
like
foot, you know.
condensation.
But yeah, but you're gonna
Yeah.
see that you're gonna clearly see how sweaty your foot is. Like you're, running up to the studio, you're running late, you come in, your client's there, she just looks at your foot, it's like
Full of condensation.
And you, oh god, oh no.
Oh my god. It's so gross. Okay, but do you ever have that problem with Crocs getting slippery?
Ooh, slippery Crocs. Okay, yes. And my take is that I think Crocs are like a fall winter shoe for the most
hot
part.
take.
wait, here.
So with a sock, you're
Crocs
doing
and
okay.
socks.
Oh.
Yep,
In the
I'm
rain?
claiming it. I will. It depends on
How much
you know,
rain?
how far you're going,
How
or
many gibbets you have
how
to block
much
the
rain.
flow?
Yeah. Are your gibbets packed on so no rain
Are you
gets
packing?
through?
I feel like also you could really lean into wrong shoe with also wrong sock with the Crocs.
You could
Doing like
yeah.
funky sock and Croc.
like a pattern.
Yeah.
That sounds cool.
Like a clashing color or something.
I can't wait to see what kind of footwear you're gonna be wearing the next week. It's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, we need these updates.
Don't worry, guys. I will be updating you on my journey to becoming a fashionista.
Because I came into Taylor, I think, at like red.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah,
So you
so
would
a
have been
little
like,
bit later.
yeah. But still, very
Yeah.
special. Anyway, sorry. Back to
No, that's why. I mean, I think to really any concert, getting into any concert for $50 is unheard of.
Yeah, I mean, it is really. I didn't talk about this last week, but I went to the Beyonce concert in Seattle, like a week and a half ago, or was it a week ago? I don't even know.
I don't
It
know.
wasn't
It
very
was
long ago.
Recently, yeah.
Yeah. And it was like, it was so cool. It was. I mean, I feel like I can't even compare it to Taylor Swift because it's just like a totally different thing. But just like the amount of like money that they spend creating like this whole like experience for you to like go see. It felt like I was going to like Beyonce's show specifically felt like I was going to like the circus and a dance performance and a play and a concert like all in one, you know? And like just visually it was so stunning, and like I don't know, it's like they're putting on like such a production for you. Mm-hmm. It's I don't know, it's just like so expensive for them. It makes sense that the tickets are expensive. Obviously, I think Ticketmaster is still scamming us, but like I don't know. I just feel like that must be what they have to do to like get people excited and to come, and like I don't know why I started talking about this. I'm going off on a tangent, but Beyonce's show was really cool. That's all I'm trying to say.
Well, I think with Beyonce in particular too, it's like she's like Beyonce's like an artist, you know, like she's like an artist in like every format, of the word, and so it's like she's never gonna put on a show or performance that's not like everything, all aspects of everything turning into one incredible show, you know?
Yeah. And I definitely like, I had this moment where I was like, I definitely have these feelings sometimes where I'm like, I miss when Beyonce was more of like a person, you know, and she would do like interviews and stuff. Like she's so up on a pedestal, inaccessible. She's like the Queen of England now, you know? Like I feel like we know nothing about her. She doesn't like ever like just talk, you know, like she's never gonna go on Instagram live. But I was watching her show and I was like, this is how she's choosing to communicate with us, you know, like she's really trying to like say something with everything she does. So
what did she say to you that night?
I mean, she said so many things. You know, where do I even begin? We had a very long conversation.
I love that.
Just you and her.
Yeah. I really do hope she comes out with a movie of the tour like Taylor is doing, because I feel like everybody needs to watch it. I forgot to talk about it at the Naked Peach meeting, but I meant to tell you guys, like, you all need to watch videos of it just for like the inspo.
I'm sure she will, because she had the movie that came out with her her Coachella performance.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Yeah, which was nice because you got to see some behind the scenes and see like that. Beyonce the person, you know, not just Beyonce the like icon.
Yeah.
Do you guys know what I mean when I'm like, I miss when she was like more like of a real person?
They talk about it on Beyond the Blinds all the time.
Yeah, like when a famous person, like, they get so famous that they just don't seem like real.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, and it's like, you know that she can never like just make a new friend, you know, like she's so
yeah, it's beyond that at this point.
Can you imagine?
No.
Beyonce just is like, hey Taylor, do you want to go get coffee after this?
Well, I'm like, who are her friends, you know, like we don't even know that, like
it's like her sister and like
who her
Kelly
posse is.
Who are they? We don't know anything about her. It's crazy. It blows my mind, you know, like to think that she used to like just randomly could go on a talk show and do an interview, and now she's just like doesn't speak in public.
Well, that's just her thing though. I feel like that's what makes her even more famous, is like because she doesn't speak, then people are like have even more questions or even more obsessed with her. And then the only way they can get any info from her is like her Instagram or her concerts.
You have to follow her. You have to listen to everything she puts out. You have to go to the concerts.
You have to subscribe to Tidal. You
yeah. You have to. I mean, it's smart. It's a smart strategy.
Yeah. She's a marketing genius.
She is.
Yeah.
Don't mind me.
Speaking of icons, can you talk to us about your journey into like Instagram and TikTok success?
Becoming like an internet.
Yeah, becoming
girly.
an internet girl.
Yeah, speaking of icons.
Yeah.
Sure.
Speaking of Beyonce.
Yeah, let's just go right into talking about me after that. Yeah, I mean, I feel like I really started getting like into it in like maybe at the end of like 2019.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's in a way that anyone does, is like you follow other people who you can relate to, or like you like their style, or you're interested in what they're doing. You know, you're like watching all of their stories, and I was like, I think I can do this and I think it would be fun. So I kind of like went into like some research on like how could I grow my page and like reach more people. That was like my focus at first. It's definitely not like that now. So I kind of took like an academic style approach to it. And I was just like, using certain like hashtags. I feel like hashtags don't even really matter anymore, but and like posting often, like all the time. I feel like this was also just a few years ago, but like it was more reliable that people would see what you're posting in a way.
Yeah.
It's changed so much. Like,
Yeah,
I feel like it just
really
changes
has.
every year, you know?
Yeah, it's so unpredictable. But yeah, I was just like posting all the time and doing like style challenges with my internet friends.
That's fun.
Yeah, it was super fun. And I think a big part of it too was the pandemic started and I was lucky enough to work from home. And so I was home. I had access to like my clothes and like could really easily just like take a photo and post it or like walk around my neighborhood, find a cute little spot, enlist my partner as photographer and just, kind of like post more often that way.
Did you have to train your partner on taking photos well, or,
That's a great question. Actually, I feel so lucky because he is a great photographer. I feel like his like natural eye is so good, and
That is a keeper.
Yeah,
Good thing you're engaged.
it's
Yeah.
really, really nice. There was no training needed.
Wow.
Incredible.
Yeah, he's like done some photography projects in the past. So I felt like, he was made for it. He was
Yeah.
ready.
He was made to be your Instagram husband.
Yes.
This is the role he was born for.
And he loves it too. He's like, we dream of like, if I could be an influencer full time, if somehow I could support both of us and he could just be like my photographer and like a house husband.
I love this.
It would be so nice.
It's like,
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of the big influencers like do that. Like their partners go in with them and basically are their business partners. So
Yeah,
it's
they
definitely,
like edit their content basically.
Yeah, they
and,
edit.
like,
They handle a lot of like the logistics and the emails and the coordination, the brand deals. Like,
I mean, that's the dream.
Yeah.
I think it could happen for you guys. I love this.
Yeah.
Maybe. Who knows?
I feel like having a partner who's like supportive and on board too makes like a really big difference with something like this because it can be like, time consuming to be like, okay, we're gonna go out and take these photos and I'm planning like my day around doing this, and the fact that he's like just excited about it, I think probably makes it a lot easier.
Yeah, I think it can definitely be like frustrating for both of us at times where it's like in the moment you're like, oh, like what if we just did like a few more shots over here, or like, can you like do that start over, and like I feel like I'll be annoyed and maybe like he'll be annoyed, and then we'll like go home and we'll both be like, oh, that was kind of fun, like we had a great time.
It is. I mean, I feel like when you're going somewhere beautiful to take photos, if you can just let yourself appreciate that you're in a really pretty place, like that's half the fun of like, going and doing anything.
Yeah, it is. And sometimes you're like, oh, like, I'm just lucky to be here and like sharing this moment, and now we have photos that we can look back on. Like, it's so special.
Yeah. But yeah, so your journey to kind of becoming like an internet person, you took this academic approach.
Yeah.
And then
I was studying.
Yeah. How has it like changed since then?
I mean, I feel like now I just post when I want to. Like, whenever I have the urge or I want to share something, I don't feel any pressure. Like when I was trying to grow my page at first, I was definitely putting some pressure on myself to post really frequently and like, you know, try and engage with everyone else so that they'll like what I post too. But now I just feel super relaxed about it, and I definitely think that I'm glad that I grew how I did and like when I did. But it's almost like more fun now because I can just do what I want.
Yeah. Are you still like continuing to grow doing what you want? Like, is that strategy, or are you kind of just like happy with engaging with the followers you have now?
I'm definitely not like growing as much as I have been.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not a huge goal for me anymore. And I feel like the people who do follow me and like what I do, like, I'm like, oh, they're still here. Like,
Yeah.
you know, they must really like it. And so that's nice to hear. And like, I'll just get some really sweet messages every now and then. Like, I've heard some of my other influencer friends, like, they'll post like some unhinged like messages they'll get from people, or like they'll get unsolicited advice about things, and I feel like I've never gotten that. Like the people that follow me are incredible and so sweet, and I feel like every couple months someone will just be like, just so you know, like I love following you, and you know, it's so like fun to see like where you go or what you're wearing, and I'm just like, thank you. Like it's so sweet to hear.
That is really sweet.
That's so precious. This is the side of the internet you never hear about. This
Yeah.
is really sweet.
Yeah, it's really nice, honestly. I don't know.
Also, your approach just sounds a lot more sustainable for like yourself and your own mental health, and you're still being able to find joy in it instead of making it feel like it's this chore that you have to do, or, you know, because I think that is where like I used to have this, I mean, it still exists. There's an Instagram account for my cat that my husband and I grew, and it got pretty big. I think at its peak, it was at like 12 something K. But we just got burnt out on it and then stopped, and we haven't posted on it in years because it just turned into something that felt like a chore, and it wasn't fun in the beginning. It just started as like, we were just having so much fun taking photos of our cat and posting photos of him, and we like, he's really photogenic, and it was like, yeah, it just was like, got really sad because it turned into like this like fun project we were doing together, to then like us fighting about like, you forgot to post it here, you forgot to go like stuff, and then we were like, we're done with this, like we're not doing this anymore.
Yeah, I feel like you can like burn out so quickly if you are like forcing yourself to do certain things with it. And I feel like I've seen some people that were like influencers that kind of like retired from doing that kind of thing, and I wonder if that's kind of the position they were in.
Probably. I mean, do you ever find yourself like going on like Instagram and you're just like mindlessly liking things, or like mindlessly like tapping through stories, or like anything like that?
Literally every single day of my life. And then I'm like, why am I on this app right now? I need to get off.
It's really scary. It's like, it becomes like almost unconscious. Like, it's, yeah.
I pulled up to your house today, and I was like, I purposely came a little early because I was going to help set up the pod equipment. And I pull up and I'm like, oh, great. I am here like 15 minutes early. And then I like looked at my phone because I had some kind of notification about something. And then I all of a sudden was on Instagram and scrolling Instagram. And then I was like, how has 5 whole minutes gone by? Like, I'm like, what is even happening right now? And I'm like, get out of the car, turn off your phone. Like, I have such a love-hate relationship with Instagram. And it's hard because sometimes I'll go on and it's like, I'm just going on because I want to read a couple DMs, so I know people DM me, and then it's like I go from the DMs, I respond to them, then all of a sudden I'm scrolling again, and then I hate myself.
You forget what you were doing.
Yeah, I feel that.
Scary.
Sometimes I feel like I'll just be like on my phone and I'm like, wait, I'm on Instagram? Like, how did this app open? I did not open this. Like,
someone needs to make like a scary movie about this.
I mean, yeah, for sure.
It is really, it's like, it's kind of dark sometimes, but then there's like, you know, obviously really like nice interactions that you have too.
Yeah, there's two sides to it.
Yeah.
And like I was feeling exactly how you felt. And so I installed this app on my phone. I think it's called OneSec.
Never heard of
And
this.
you can like link it to your Instagram. And every time you open Instagram, it gives you like an alert. And it's like, do you really want to open this app? And
I need this.
so you kind of have to think about it for a minute. And it'll also say like how many times you've tried to open Instagram in the past 24 hours, which is really frightening.
What's the highest number it's told you?
I think mine was probably like 27 or something.
Yeah.
Seems right.
Yeah.
I do think it's a really good tool. I got rid of it because when I'm like needing to post like sponsored stuff, it's really difficult when that keeps like popping up and I'm like, okay, like I just need to go and like do what I need to do.
Yeah.
So I did get rid of it, but I think it helped while I had it.
Yeah. It's probably a good exercise too, just
Yeah.
to like be forced to have like a second of being mindful. Do you feel like it affected you at all after you got rid of it, or was just like the effect was over once it was gone?
I don't know. I feel like the true answer is it did not affect me, which is so sad.
It's like
No.
you have to have the app on.
I mean,
Yeah, I
the
think
app
so.
is built to make use to, like, it's like they literally use the same things that like make people addicted to stuff, and like the same people that help make slot machines and things like that. So no, really, they work
Yeah.
at Instagram. So it's
Yeah.
yeah, don't feel bad. It's not you.
I know. It's just like I don't want to like use it as like a mindless thing, but it's so easy to just like, oh, I'm just gonna like pop on and see.
Yeah.
Like I don't need to know what's happening, but I want to know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wait, have you ever tried where in your iPhone you set it to like the app limit for Instagram?
I
Yes.
have. Yeah.
I used to have it on like 30 minutes, and this was like pre-Naked Peach, like, so it wasn't really like my job to be on social media, but I had it set for 30 minutes, and I did feel like that was really nice because then like later in the day I'd be like, you know what, no, like I already spent 30 minutes on this today, like get off of it, and I'd like get back on, and usually I would do pretty good, or like sometimes I'd be on it, but then I'd be a little bit more mindful. But then as soon as I got rid of that, it was just out the door. Like,
yeah. It doesn't like it can't really teach you new habits because the apps are just designed that way.
Yeah.
I think so.
It's like the same way Coco Melon and like little kids, it's like somehow like worms their way into their
Yeah.
brains. You know, I feel like Instagram is the same for us.
I need an app that will get in my Instagram, and it like will let me do the stuff, like make me like let me create posts and like do all the creating thing, but then once I start consuming is like after like 10 minutes is just like, hey Anna, stop.
Yes,
like,
I know.
that's
That
what
I
is
would
like
use that. I think that would be really helpful.
seriously, like just I need to get on there to make the reels and post on the story and use all the tools, but like I don't want to see anything else because that's what sucks
Yeah.
you in.
Yeah.
They need to make that for creators.
That'd be nice.
Be really nice. Oh my god.